So just to start off, I think it is very important to say the title and thumbnail of this video is probably similar to last night's one. However, to distinguish what's going to be different in tonight's episode, we're just taking a specific look directly at whether you should buy and the consequences that would come with that, whether good or bad. So first things first, of course, this is just my opinion and none of this is guaranteed to be true, but what we can do is look at the facts and hopefully make an opinion on what may happen. So yeah, last night we actually just looked at a few of the other important factors to consider, but we're going to be looking at a few more in this one. Obviously that helps us because then we can make each episode as short as possible. In that one we did cover quite a lot though. We covered what the company does and we mainly did that in the one before that, but yeah, tonight we are going to be looking even further and actually giving this a buy rating, because when I looked on proper analysis sites, there were actually no buy ratings which I could find and none of any relevance. We could barely even find a quotation and a forecast for the future. But yeah, we can just see, and if you do want to have a quick look, because we're not going to be going over it too much tonight, the pattern from the past, it is here. And of course, if you want to know all this information, all this down here, and everything which is on this article, you can either check it out or just watch last night's episode, because we did actually cover all of that. Anyway, from that episode, we actually came across this article as well. You can see this one on the screen. And this gave us a prediction for the 1 year of up to 4.637 US dollars. So potentially good things to see there. I mean, that's double. Not necessarily the largest growth. I mean, it is over 100%, I think. So clearly not too bad at all if you were looking at that. Over the 5 years, we're talking about $15-ish, depending on what does happen. But of course, this is just one prediction from one website. So yeah, if this video does sound like a good topic to watch, please do subscribe to the channel, because tonight we're going to be covering so many reasons why this could go even higher in the future. So let's just talk about a few of the market circumstances, but just before we do, I need to also say we now have a Discord. I think we've got like 25 members in that now, maybe even more. It is becoming quite active nowadays, which is nice to see, so feel free to come and join. We talk about all kinds of things in there, so yeah, feel free to come and join there. Link is in the description and it's completely free. Yeah, so if you could also subscribe, it would not go amiss, so please do that. Anyway, what we're going to look at first, which is a potential benefit for the future and why it could go even higher than predicted, is due to the actual telemedicine market and predictions around that. So here we have a graph. If we just have a quick look from 2015 to 2020, of course that's present, what we have seen so far. I think it's probably higher than that in 2020, which is this year for obvious reasons, but we can see it has been on a steady path up to 2020, and this is forecasted to continue. Now, depending on which article you actually go to, which, site, whatnot, it is saying that it could potentially grow even higher than that, but either way, we are looking at this increasing by quite a significant amount by the year of 2025 in 5 years. And I think that comes into a lot of play when people were deciding the price for the future. I think it's something which people should consider as well, because with this market sector becoming more popular, of course this potentially has the opportunity to get more money from that and increase the share price. But generally speaking, that depends on how thoroughly and how quickly the business itself takes action, so we'll just have to see how that one plays out for them and if they manage to do that. I did talk about this in last night's episode where I said expanding out of Canada would be a very nice option to see, but generally speaking there is room for growth in this market sector even within Canada, as I'm sure not a lot of people are using this yet, but it is potentially a great feature. We're going to be talking about benefits of that in just a moment, but first I want to talk about 5G. Obviously we all know what this is. Benefits of this one and why does it come into play. It makes internet faster, generally speaking. It makes things a lot more instantaneous, and when this does become widespread across all countries, I think this could also increase the growth of this sector, as it makes it all just a bit more reliable and more dependable. So I can probably see growth coming along with 5G in the future. So when we're looking towards this company, I don't think the next 5 years, well, maybe the 5 years, sorry, maybe not the next year or so, is going to be that influential, but looking past then, we can probably look towards more growth. We'll just have to see though. So obviously we want to have a quick look at some pros of the business model and reasons why it could potentially succeed. If you didn't already know them, we did talk about them in the very first episode, but a few of these are due to the fact that it allows for new business models to come into play. Of course, if you want to see that, it's in the very first episode only a few weeks ago we talked about that, but tonight we're just going over it again because I'm sure a few people weren't subscribed then, and if you weren't subscribed then, do subscribe now so you don't miss these kinds of things in the future. But yeah, if we have a quick look, we can see a few of the reasons which this is a great service. Of course, it basically makes things a lot quicker and, efficient. That was another YouTube notification. It just makes things a lot more quick and efficient. Basically, it allows clinics to work faster and, just more efficiently, save money as well. So of course it increases practice revenue as well, because not only are you not spending as much, but you're also able to see more people. And of course, in a system where you pay for the care, that is a great thing because it allows more money to be made, and that is generally speaking what people want. Now, from the consumer sides, benefits are, generally speaking, cuts time for patients, it does improve healthcare quality, and it also cuts cost for patients. So there's two or three incentives, to look at on why this could potentially be a great thing. It also reduces no-shows for patients because, of course, you don't have to go to the surgery. There's no reason to cancel. It's just a quick 10-15 minute, potentially more, call on your mobile phone or computer or whatever device you are connecting to the internet with, and this is potentially going to be game changing. So yeah, for that reason, and of course this is what I was going to say earlier when I said I'm not sure that graph is 100% sure. This is just a case of we can't be sure exactly. There are many sites reporting on this, but the graph, generally speaking, either way, does report a growth in this quarter and this year, in fact. So obviously, for huge reasons which we can all know and understand, this year has been an explosive year for this sector. So we still do potentially have time for this to grow with the current pandemic, so please do consider that one. That could potentially be a short-term or even long-term thing to ride on with this company, and that could also increase, the price in the next few years if this does carry on for the next few years, because of course people will be using this a lot more as they are fearful to go out into these places, and there's just simply no need with services like this about. But yes, generally speaking, I am seeing this one as a potential buy in my opinion. Of course, it's just my opinion. I think $4 is a reasonable estimate for the next year or so, but I think we should hopefully, if the business does play its cards right, especially if it would expand out of Canada, I think we can see growth for this company. That's just my opinion though. I did think I'd give you a quick update, so I hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, please do leave a like and subscribe. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.